In 2007, I wrote this absolute banger in Guitar Pro 5. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I put this into my modern workflow and turned it into an acceptable song. The moral of the story is that your demo can be converted into something like this.
Like the void of space, I complete myself.
So the first thing to notice is I'm now using a digital audio workstation, a DAW, instead of Guitar Pro 5. This has been the case for nearly 10 years now. I exported my Guitar Pro 5 file into MIDI and I imported this into a Cubase session. So just for information, in this session I'm using the Odin 2, Locky bass and Mjolnir drums by Solemn Tones. I use these in my songwriting process, but of course in a proper production, always real instruments when possible. So the first thing I noticed is my Guitar Pro file had a tempo of 195 BPM, a bit too fast, so I lowered this in my Cubase session to 180. My original demo was written in standard guitar tuning. By default, I write with 7-string guitars now, so everything is in 7-string standard. So what I did with this is I lowered all the instrumental tracks by 5 semitones, so basically dropping it by a complete guitar string. And you can already hear that the song sounds darker. So this is quite important if you're ever stuck with a song that you're working on. So just try change the tuning or try change the key of the song or something like that. So you can just have a different perspective from there just by changing the notes around. So my original demo had a really long intro with just the harpsichord and the strings. It went on far too long and it was very boring. I even tried to do this kind of slow down thing at the end before the guitars and things entered, and it's not very nice. So I deleted this whole intro when I reworked the song. So for me, this worked really well, starting the song when all the instruments come in together. In this section, I added a harmonized lead guitar part. With the guitars. And in the context of the song. I also reworked the drum parts in this section, added some nice fills. In the context of the song. Something else that really needed to be addressed was the use of this harpsichord. There's a time and a place for harpsichord parts, and I don't think this song was it. So I replaced the harpsichord parts with a bell. It sounded quite low, so I moved this up an octave. I then started reworking the guitar patterns. Now, to be fair, I know even Guitar Pro 5 allowed you to do some variations on there, so palm mutes and things. I just never did that when I first wrote this demo. I took a look at the bass parts, so some of the bass parts I wrote in 2007 were unnecessarily complicated in my opinion, and I simplified those for just straight eighth notes. Despite being a bassist, I know there's a time and a place for complicated bass parts, and again, this song is not the time and place. Some more reworking of the drum parts. So in my original demo, the verses, the pre-chorus, the chorus was all copy-paste, absolutely identical. So what I did with this one was one of the verses, I cut the guitars for part of it, so it had just the bass, drums and the keyboard parts. My favourite band ever, Stratovarius, they have this quite often in their songs where they cut the guitars and the bass. Listen to the song Eagle Heart, for example, and yeah, I can't think of others, but yeah, they do this quite often. So by doing this to one of the verses, you add some variation to the song. It just makes the listener pay attention, and oh, what's that? So it's a good technique to do, and yeah, also gives you the chance to have other instruments to come out. I'll show you in the final mix. I also added a synth layer to this as well, just for a bit of ear candy, I believe the word is. I had a section in my original demo where the whole keyboard riff just played on its own, or so that harpsichord as it was at the time, just played on its own, but all the way through, it was just too long. I liked the idea of keeping the breakdown. However, what I did was I just shortened this so it only played through once without having the key change on that part as well. And I also brought in the lead guitar parts that I wrote for the intro. I brought those into this section as well, again just for an extra element so it wasn't too boring. I still felt this section needed something, so I brought in something on the drums where there's a tom pattern. Almost forgot there's a clean guitar part in this section too, so what I did is I took the main riff and put it onto two clean guitar tracks, and one is playing an octave higher than the other, and then put a very heavy delay on these two. I think this works quite well in this section. So both clean guitar parts in the context of the song. I sent the guitar tracks out to be recorded. I sent the song to a singer to add some vocals to it. So once I got everything back, I then proceeded with mixing the song myself. So here's the final mix.
Like
So there you go. That's how I turned my Guitar Pro 5 demo from 2007 into something that sounds like a proper song. Is it the best song I've ever written? In my opinion, no. However, it does prove the point that you can take an old song demo, an old song idea, or even an old riff idea, rework it, recycle it, and turn it into something that you're happy with. So, for example, I could take sections from this song that I actually like, and I could put them into a new song that I was working on, maybe something that was a similar tempo. And I could, reuse the sections for this, or I could maybe write something similar from it. I don't know. If you have any demos or song ideas that you're struggling with, please feel free to reach out. Let's see if we can work together. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.